leaders saying, how do we reverse obesity? How do we cure obesity? They're not asking that. They're saying, how can we actually say obesity is not your fault? Oprah, who's involved with Weight Watchers, just apologized for preaching personal accountability over the past decades. She said it's not personal accountability. We're supporting Ozempic. This is becoming, obesity is becoming something. You think Oprah got paid? She's highly involved with Weight Watchers. Yeah, Weight Watchers has shifted from a personal accountability organization that it's been preaching for decades and is now a prescriber of Ozempic. They've totally changed because Ozempic is a better business model because you never go off of it.
Well, it seems Oprah chose the worst possible moment to shine because Tucker Carlson and Megyn Kelly just teamed up to take her legacy apart piece by piece. Tucker showed up with that trademark smirk, Megyn with surgical precision, and together, they tore through her empire like it was built on self-help slogans and protein shakes. 1 second, she's a symbol of strength. The next, she's ducking punchlines like they're flying yoga mats. What exactly did they say that rattled the queen? Of daytime. Oh, it's savagely entertaining and brutally spot on.
Now that that bill has gone and hasn't passed, will you reintroduce that?
Absolutely. And when I am elected president of the United States, I will make sure that bill gets to my desk and I will sign it into law.
We already knew that, Oprah. She said that at the debate. Oprah is no longer in the business of staying up on the news. I bet she didn't even watch the damn debate. She's reading undoubtedly from blue cards her staff gave her. That's how the Oprah Winfrey Show was shot. Oprah didn't have to think of her own questions. I know. I've spoken with her executive producers over the years, all of them.
Picture this, the once adored Oprah Winfrey, America's go-to feel-good icon, now standing center stage, gripping a mic like she's pitching bottled air. Why? Because she's pouring her energy into hosting a political event. Not just any event, but a billion-dollar candidate's campaign disguised as a pep rally. But the real headline isn't just the imagettes, the image plus a 7-figure payday. Yep, Oprah just turned journalism into a cash grab.
His rap music attacks women. I know the feeling. When I had a son, I stopped watching Oprah because it was just too anti-male, and I felt like I didn't want to bring him up in a home where Oprah was constantly attacking men, and it's really helped.
So let's break this down. She pocketed $1 million, maybe even more, depending on who you ask, to moderate a Harris town hall. But instead of pressing on real issues, she handed Kamala Harris a polished stage, decked out like an influencer's dream, complete with celebrity support. This wasn't an interview, it was a Hollywood-style rollout packed with features, hype, and high-profile endorsements.
When was the last time Oprah actually spent time hanging out with a working class person in America? She's on her Montecito estate with one of the most beautiful mansions known to man. And that is why she did not follow up with Kamala Harris in response to that stupid gun question with, well, you're on camera saying that you favor mandatory gun buybacks. So how would that work? The Oprah enthusiasm worked when it was genuine. When she first hit the scene in like the 1980s and she was fresh out of Chicago, she was in Chicago for the launch of her national talk show, she was something electric and interesting and authentic, you know? I miss fat Oprah. She was just genuine. Now this thin Ozempic Oprah has lost, along with the pounds, her heart, her sense of authenticity. And what we're getting these days is this cleansed, elite, billionaire version who wants to scrub the record.
Megyn Kelly didn't even try to hide how ridiculous she thought the whole thing was. She called it staged and awkward because when your vibe shifts from relatable host to overacting stage star who forgot her lines, it's clear things have gone off the rails. Oprah's facial expressions told their own story cue, the dramatic sighs, the gentle gasps, and those perfectly timed close-up moments. Real, not even close. It was performance art wearing a press badge.
Harris in the news this week for, among other reasons, having run her billion-dollar campaign down to the studs when it comes to her cash. She's reportedly $20 million in debt. We told you the story the other day. Well, now the reports are that she blew the vast majority of that last $20 million on stars. Now, so far, we've only had one star deny receiving a direct payment, and that person is Oprah Winfrey. the reporting is, and we've seen the verification via various publications, that Harpo Productions, her production company, was paid $1 million for that farce of a town hall that Oprah put on. What a joke. So Oprah's production company got $1 million to put that.
And then comes the whole Ozempic transformation saga. Millions watched Oprah slim down, but according to Kellyanne, yes. Quoting her, here she looked hollow, like she traded joy just to match a trend in the mirror. Kelly didn't praise thin. Oprah, she used it as a warning. Drop 50 pounds. Drop your soul. Harsh, right? She basically framed Ozempic as a joy-sapping scam. But here's the twist: Oprah's entire brand is about reinvention. Shed weight, gain attention, boost your image. So really, losing pounds just meant RSVP? And no to her own pity party.
Oprah Winfrey, she's worth $3 billion. She's up there talking about all the racism she encountered.
But okay, so Oprah Winfrey is American, but Kamala Harris, Jamaicans are not Americans, A. B, not oppressed, and except they're actually very successful in the United States. Caribbeans in general, I think, make more than native-born whites. They're successful, they're entrepreneurial. They're not part of the history of racism and slavery in the United States, just the opposite. They just showed up here. So, this is ridiculous.
Meanwhile, Tucker Carlson tore the whole thing apart, calling it a political circus dressed up as civic duty. It was a press release, he scoffed. Think about it: Oprah gets a fat check, the campaign gets hype, celebrities get screen time, and America gets what? A town hall with no real questions. No one pushed about inflation or the border. Just claps, no challenge. If that's progress, imagine the backlash. And it gets wilder: Oprah didn't just bring her mic, she brought Hollywood. Meryl Streep leaned in like she had policy secrets to spill. Julia Roberts nodded like her approval. Could swing votes, and Chris Rock showed up. We're still waiting for the punchline. The whole thing felt like a red carpet show, not a serious political sit-down. Megyn Kelly didn't hold back, calling it Oprah's final journalistic flop. Ouch, Megyn. But she's not wrong. And here's the kicker: nobody questioned why Oprah bagged $1 million payday for what was basically moderator duty. That's career-changing cash. If any lesser-known host did that, they'd be roasted. But Oprah, she glides through like a stealth ninja with amnesia. All influence, no accountability.
Her schoolgirl affectations and body movements. Okay, ready? Here it is. Okay. She raises herself off her chair. I'm just really excited. I'm really excited about this. Okay.
You're so right.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something you haven't heard yet.
Yeah.
It's going to blow your mind.
Okay. Right, like that.
Right.
Let's call out the double standard. Oprah built her brand on empowerment, tough questions, and deep self-reflection. Yet, here she is, acting like a paid spokesperson, echoing campaign slogans instead of challenging them. If anyone else polled, this someone not named Oprah, the media would be on them like Murdoch at a Fox News board meeting. But since it's Oprah, silence and polite applause. She turned her credibility into either the ultimate hustle or the perfect disguise. Megyn Kelly didn't hold back, saying Oprah now feels detached from the warm, relatable figure she once was. Elites distant, like she swapped front porch vibes for penthouse detachment? And let's be honest, when your events cost more than a small nation's economy, you're not exactly speaking for the everyday person anymore. Oprah started with nothing, but now she's so high up, breathing regular folks' air might be a health hazard. And yes, back to the weight loss, Megyn put it bluntly. When Oprah lost weight, she lost something deeper to her warmth, her soul. The irony: reinvention is Oprah's brand. She's weathered every storm: bad reviews, boring talk shows, shifting trends. Reinventing herself isn't the issue. What's different now is this version is broadcast, branded, and cashed in on. So of course, the story flipped fast. Imagine this: you show up expecting a political deep dive, but it plays like a Netflix promo. Glossy lights, soft focus cameras, applause signs flashing. Policy takes a backseat to vibes. The only real question asked: Did you feel that? Not quite this Senate-level conversation we were promised.
Let me tell you something, people. This is yet another piece of evidence that Oprah Winfrey is fake news. News people do not require the campaign to pay us so we can interview them. I did a town hall of sorts in this election when I sat down with the Tim Walz Stolen Valor former colleagues. Do you think I charged them to set up this? No, I didn't. Megyn Kelly paid for it. The Megyn Kelly.
So what did Oprah walk away with? A shiny production credit, rehearsed talking points, and a viral moment to serve straight into her next big project. No heat, no tough questions. Just that TikTok clip, he looked me in the eye, making the rounds. Stunt TV with dollar signs raining down like confetti. Think about Eat Oprah's, no longer just selling self-help. She's now marketing political trust. She's the first influencer cashing in on campaign credibility. Polls. Even show voters trust candidates more when Oprah backs them. So the candidate gets validation, Oprah gets paid, and we get a talk show dressed up like democracy. Cues, soft lighting, surface-level questions, and warm fuzzies with zero depth. Why do actual journalism when you've got Oprah handing out political? Nods like daytime giveaways. You get a candidate. You get a candidate. Just don't expect integrity in the gift bag. Forget hard-hitting questions or truth-seeking dim the lights to TikTok glow. Add a few celebs and boom. Political theater disguised as democracy. And those seven-figure speaking checks. Don't even bring it up. Her fans think they're not questioning. They're converted. Oprah's not just a celebrity now. She's a corporate goddess, trading small-town realness for billionaire boardroom status. Which leads us to the real kicker. Don't just blame Oprah for the spin. Blame the audience for buying it. They defend her like she's scripture. She's Oprah Shea must be right. Meanwhile, she's serving up Spinand, asking you to thank her for the bill.
It's Oprah on abortion.
If you do not have autonomy over this, if you cannot control when and how you choose to bring your children into this world and how they are raised and supported, there is no American dream.
There's no American dream without abortion. That to me sounds like a woman that's had an abortion. I don't know, but that's what it sounds like to me.
Well, it's such a grotesque and crazy thing to say that clearly it's coming from somewhere.
Here's the crown jewel of the roast. Oprah's whole brand is built on empowerment, right? You get a car, you get wisdom, you get hope. But in that town hall, not one tough question. It's just a pile of polished talking points. That wasn't empowerment, it was prestige cosplay. Imagine a dentist charging $1 million to floss a stand-up comedian's teeth. Sure, the teeth got cleaned, but did it need a 7-figure check? That's what Oprah did. She gave the candidate a media makeover, buffed the brand, and walked off with equity in the narrative. And us, we just got the brush and the bill, hidden under confetti. But this isn't comedy, it's an indictment. We're not roasting, we're calling it out, monetizing trust, flexing prestige, and morphing into a political avatar. The irony's thick. Oprah was supposed to challenge. Power, speak truth, push back. Now she is the power. And here's the kicker, remember when she told us to live bravely? It's funny, because there was zero courage in that town hall. No real questions, no stakes, just high-def lighting and a branded performance. Live bravely. Please, more like cash, boldly. That was the extended roast, scorched earth sarcasm, 5-alarm satire, and surgical jabs dressed as punchlines. Oprah's soft power parade just got torched.
You guys hear Oprah Winfrey? She turned into some sort of nutcase. She's a nutcase. Listen to her last night saying what she thinks the stakes are of this election.
We don't show up tomorrow. It is entirely possible that we will not have the opportunity to ever cast a ballot again. We are voting to save ourselves from this precipice of danger.
Would you spare me the drama? I realize you made $1 billion in the drama business. Your tears, which you could no longer produce anymore. We all saw you run out of the tears. You got $1 billion. You stopped feeling empathy for the people who came on your show. We're going to have elections again. Just take a deep breath. You're good. May not turn out the way you want, but we're going to have another.
Let's talk about legacy laundering. Yep, Oprah's not just riding her old wins, she's pressure washing her brand until it gleams bright. Enough to distract from the fact she's now basically a campaign ad in heels. Heck, once a cultural icon. Now she's just a high-end moral accessory. Her credibility used to mean something, now it's just shiny product placement. The shift is wild. She went from giving voice to the unheard to becoming a hand-picked pipeline for safe, sanitized slogans. And every time she talks, it comes wrapped in faux modesty and wide-eyed concern, like we can't see the script underneath. Her pauses, programmed, her sighs, engineered. Who needs a teleprompter when the whole delivery is factory installed? And let's not ignore the silence. Not all noise is loud, sometimes it's the topics she dodges that scream the most. Border, crisis, crickets. Inflation, crickets. School, chaos, still crickets. But don't worry, she'll go on and on about energy, inner peace, and the moment we're in, like she's leading a wellness retreat sponsored by Moonlight. Somehow she turned a political event into a Goop-approved self-care seminar. You'd think someone with her level of influence would push for depth, ask something real. But nah, confrontation messes with the brand. It's easier to play wise. Guru and nod solemnly, like the Dalai Lama if he had a black Amex and a media team.
Oprah is admitting she's on Ozempic. And I know this is, our team asked you what was interesting to you today. This was on your list and mine. Because of course, you shows on Ozempic. I've listened to some of them. We've talked about this, there's a bunch of drugs. That's just one of the name brands. And now she said she originally wouldn't want, because she thought it would be, quote, cheating. But now she's admitted that her recent weight loss is due to Ozempic. So
let's be honest, her alliances say it all. Surrounding herself with cushioned celebrities and carefully vetted thinkers doesn't scream truth seeker, it screams echo chamber. Fully climate controlled and spritzed with designer fragrance. There's zero diversity of thought here. It's like an ideological country club with valet service. Her storytelling once felt real, raw, human, magnetic. Now it plays like a tribute reel at an award show, glossy, rehearsed, and completely risk-free. Swap her with a hologram and nobody blinks. If AI ever grows feelings, it might sue Oprah for stealing its job and perfecting emotion-neutral messaging. And don't even start on her every woman image, that ship's sailed. She's not one of you, she's the one the staff calls Ms. Winfrey and clears the room for relatable. When your dog's birthday bash costs more than someone's used car, you're basically a glam blimp with a skincare brand. And here's the kicker, she's not clueless. She knows the power she holds. That's what makes it worse. This isn't innocence, it's calculation. And if this sounds harsh, consider it a wake-up call, not a takedown. She's not the villain, but she sure plays the part better than most career politicians. And that's saying something, because at least politicians pretend they're not auditioning for daytime. Katie, Oprah's not dismantling the system, she is the system.